Hey boys, I'm gonna run through a quick 8 mask Stormwind vision. People are still having problems, even though the full tree is out now, which I didn't expect, so I'm just gonna run through it. I got my title and my completion earlier. Did it Orgrimmar last week as well, so I'm just gonna run through it. Here's the talents. Basically the only things of note that I change. I just run the Void Reaver Dungeon talents, but I change get rid of Twins, get rid of Mass Dispel, and run Psychic Voice and Phantasm. Other than that, let's get going. At this point, there's basically zero chance of you ever dying due to sanity loss. By the way, I apologize for the lighting, it looks kind of bad, but just focus on staying alive above everything else. I haven't tried it with what was the Soradorami helping, but I've been told it's harder, so I'm just not gonna do it. This is entirely possible, so.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The secret is you're just gonna pull as slowly as you possibly can. That might sound counterintuitive, but the only way you're gonna lose is getting killed by the mobs normally. In this area, just make sure you focus down footmen. They channel a reflectability, and it can hit you pretty hard because you do a lot of damage. If you can help it, you want to have enemies inside that circle. It does some damage to them. So the next pack is going to spawn Hogger. If you don't know about the potions, this is a poison potion right here next to this dead body. So I can leave a link to the weak aura in the description, but we're looking for red potions for sanity. I'm mostly actually looking for the blue potion, so we want to try and pull enough mobs that we're going to spawn Hogger with very few things. Hogger's actually pretty dangerous compared to Gammon was last week. And you don't need to kick these guys. I don't know what their buff does, but you can just purge it. So I'm going to try and pull a not scary pack of trash. So I think one of the things you're most likely to die to is actually just Hogger, so just be aware of that. In this pack, you're just going to focus on the big guy. Everything else should die pretty fast. And again, primary objective at this point is just to go very slow. I'm going to go out of my way and grab these chests. I actually am only doing this for the cosmetic. There's a defensive potion here. I'm also going to try and grab these crystals whenever I see them. There should be 2 in each zone. This pack, again, focus the footmen down. The footmen are the scariest part of the pack. They're the only thing that does anything. If you're ever really scared, you can actually use your Void Torrent as a defensive by spawning a Tendril with your Void Torrent and then fading. But shouldn't have to be doing that very much, if at all. Purple potion, just gonna grab it. It's not too important to grab the healing potion, but just don't let any potions you grab fall off. I grab this. So in here, this is an optional encounter. You don't have to do this, but it gives you free stats. So I try to do it every time I'm in here. We got Hogger. So Bear Spirit there. That's what we got. Gives us 10% haste.
You don't have to do this.
And if there's one tip I can give you as a Shadow Priest for this, these mobs have very little HP, so if you're scared of dying, this is my little secret, alright? Pack of mobs, Shadow Crash, you Devouring Plague while it's in the air, and if you have a Void Torrent, you just then channel it on the primary target and you walk away, and the pack will probably die. Alright, we're gonna see it right here. And the pack is dead. We got Hogger here. Doesn't really matter that we took some sanity damage there because we're gonna get it all back here. Hogger will give you all of the sanity that you need. There's a crystal back there, I'm gonna grab it.
Too far away.
We're gonna wait 5 seconds and we're just gonna do the thing. Right? We're gonna Shadow Crash, Devouring Plague, Void Torrent. And the pack will just die. See? You never have to tank pretty much anything in here. I will go a little faster, just so we can get through this faster, but you don't need to do anything that I'm doing here. This is all pretty free. Just slows you. What's up, gamer? I'm making a little thing for visions. People in the Shadow Priest Discord are still struggling, so I'm just gonna run through how to do it as a Shadow Priest. And the secret is walk through it very slowly. You're not part of the turbo team. Till you're a part of this turbo team, walk slowly. Hogger is scary, but you can fade him onto your Shadow Fiend. And this goes for any other NPC you might get throughout the instance. You can just make them tank for you, it's pretty cool. What am I in comp? Oh, I have the stupid bike. Then we're gonna Shadow Crash, Void Torrent, and walk away. It's the secret to doing this as a Shadow Priest. It's really free. Don't forget about Mind Soothe if you don't want to fight a pack. You don't have to fight everything. I'm going to, but it all just dies really fast, so. This is another one of those elites that you can kill. This is optional. I say kill, but basically just don't touch these mines on the floor. RP walk if you have to. Let me go up on the banister here. And you just walk onto this, and you get a buff. So that gives us a 10% damage increase. Here's a sanity potion. I'm gonna grab it. But again, you don't need to do anything too fast. Just take your time. Do what you feel like doing. There's a thing here. As far as I'm aware, this strange metal bar is just a reagent for another mount, so you don't have to grab this, but might as well. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna Shadow Crash, we're gonna Void Storm, we're gonna walk away. If you want a tip of how to deal with the bugs affix, I guess, there's a big bug that spawns right in this section of your screen. You don't have to jump until that one's there, but it's pretty apparent when you have to jump. Otherwise, I'm just looking around, seeing if I can find a crystal, which I am not seeing. So, just move towards the end of the area. I'm not too torn up about it. The crystals, if you don't know, are just an optional thing you can find that increases your currency. You can hand them into like a void trader at the end of it. There's the other crystal. I used to have their locations memorized back in BFA, but not anymore. Just don't be in those. Pretty free. Hogger here. So here's probably the scariest trash. There's invisible mobs right there that are going to just destroy your haste rating. There they are. I try to keep these guys away from me. They're annoying. And they're really scary if you have other trash in the pack with them. But by themselves, they're pretty manageable. And this is a zone, very conveniently, where you have an NPC following you. So what this means is you can actually fade, and everything will go onto the Lyra. That does, it'll pretty much one-shot you on sanity, so just don't get hit by that. Unless you have your free res still available, but I still don't recommend it. Purple potion. So pretty much all of these packs are going to have those mobs that reduce your haste in them, so you want to try... I'm just going to take it very slow, again. The entire instance is just going slow. There's no rush. I think there's currency in here if you do this. Oh, we got one of the rogues. The informants are kind of scary. They can... I'm just going to Fate Hogger onto Valyria here. They can channel like a 5-second stun. Just like the mobs from Orgrimmar can. And you don't need to do this mob at all. I'm pretty sure there's just like a chest in here. There's a crystal up there, yeah. So this is entirely optional.
I am out of range.
But I think that's it. I don't remember there being anything else in here. And again, Shadow Crash, Devouring Plague, Void Torrent, and walk away. I would highly recommend focusing the Informants down. This is for another mount. I'm not going to worry because I already have it. And this is another one of those packs with the rogues in them. I'm going to fade immediately. Try and get them off of me. Just focus on getting the Informants down. I'm gonna wait for this and then I'm gonna kill this boss. Should die pretty fast. Just like everything in Horrific Visions. If you ever have your Void Blasts available after a fight, you can sometimes chain into the next one and kill stuff very quickly. This is another one of those packs that has a rogue in it, if I remember correctly. I'm not going to Void Torrent this one, though. I'm going to save Fade here for Hogger. And yeah, we're just gonna go into this pack. This should just all die very quickly. Just gonna disperse here. Fade is cool. So again, just make sure you're fading. It's by far one of the best things you can do. I'm gonna eat food because I don't feel like spamming Flash Heal. And I'm going to go look for the crystals. You don't have to do this at all. Again, I already got one of them. I think the other one is in the middle here. It's not. I don't remember where these are. There might be back here? Nope. You can walk between those, if you didn't know. Alright, well, we tried to find it. I think there's like one or two more spots it could still be in. Yeah, there it is.
The keys need to be used at the same time.
Wait for this.
Take one monolith. I'll take the other.
And the secret
And Shaw,
is
finish this.
to take your time. I would still recommend sending your cooldowns and potting here. Shaw is a little scary, especially if those abilities line up like that. And just try not to stare at the eyes. But if it's ever super scary, you can orb in the middle of combat. You used to not be able to do that. But he just dies here. To dots. Nothing too difficult.
It's done. But Stormwind is still lost.
And you'll see, even though I'm just taking my time, not really grabbing sanity potions, even making a few mistakes, this is super free. Oh, okay, I guess I lagged. Don't care about fire breath potions. Alright, there's a rogue set here too.
I require a target.
Just do not hit this pack at all. I think you could use like a toy to split them up from each other. It is not worth it. You can just levitate over here if you need to. But yeah, under no circumstances, unless you know what you're doing, do not hit this guy. We are 3 mobs from spawning Hogger, so we're going to spawn him here. I faded and I pressed Shadow Fiend because I don't want to tank him. And Hogger will have all of the sanity we need. Okay. I'm going to take a little scope around for chests and crystals. And potions, I guess. You have to clear this whole wing out anyway, so... Was a red potion. We'll grab it. This guy's super bolstered. I'm just gonna try to let him hit me. Just like that. Alright. I'm gonna go over here and kill this elite. Make sure you have everything for this guy. He casts a thing. You don't really want to use your kick there either. He casts a thing that just destroys your sanity. And if you kill him fast enough, you don't really have to deal with it, but it's pretty scary. I normally let one tick go off just so I can fully channel my Void Torrent. I seem to remember something being back there, but I guess that's just a fever dream. I don't know what that does if it touches you. Just don't let it touch you. And the classic. If you're ever in a situation where you have a lot of mobs on you that aren't dotted, Psychic Scream is just get them off of you for 8 seconds. The bank is open, so there's a rare in there if you want that for this fight, but you don't really need it. This guy is going to channel chains on you. He just dies really fast, so kill him really fast. Don't stand in those. I nailed out of dots. Cool. There's my crystal. What the? I think I hit like an invisible wall there. Alright. I'm gonna save the elite in the bank until we're done with this zone. There's just no reason to kill it until I can use the sanity a little bit at least.
Too far away.
It's one of the horseshoes for the mount, but I don't care about it. Oh wait, there's no... I thought the bank was open. I'm an idiot. So there should be one more crystal, unless I missed it. I'm gonna do a quick sweep, but if I don't see it, I'm just gonna move on. So I'm not too concerned about it. Whew. Alright, I guess I either got the second crystal... Ah, there it is. Cool. So we'll move on. This spot right here, you actually don't have to pull that thing on the bridge at all. You can just go over here. You can jump that with a mount, but I just drag and jump it because it's safer for me. This is probably the scariest part of the entire instance, in my opinion, is just this trash with the corruption. These corruptions will spawn infinitely until you deal with the corruption elite in the middle of the area, as far as I'm aware. So we're pretty much just going to go for a mad dash to do that. With bolstering, they get out of hand pretty fast. The thing you are most likely to die to is losing HP in here. And I'm gonna fade with my Shadow Fiend out here, because I'm really scared of dying to Hogger. I really don't want to deal with that bleed right now. Okay. So I'm kind of just clearing trash here, waiting for my PI to come up. This guy can be a little scary. He's spawning swirlies underneath your feet the entire time you're fighting him, as you can probably see. And with this affix and the slow, it's pretty easy to get caught and lose a lot of sanity. I would actually recommend orbing here, which is what I'm going to do. If you're a mobile class, it's not too scary, but as a Shadow Priest that needs to plant pretty frequently, it's not fun. So now, I think that's the hardest part of this instance done. So we're just gonna ball in here. And even now, you can see these corruptions and Hogger are doing a lot of damage to me. This guy's not too bad. He's gonna spawn fire under your feet and then spawn ads when he dies. He should die pretty fast though, because he just casts 2 Shadow Bolts before he does anything. So be ready for these. These can be a little scary. Wasn't looking at my monitor. And now we're just going to finish out these objectives on the map here, these void portals. Should be pretty free. I do want to find... That's fine. The crystals, but I actually don't remember where they are in this area, so we're going to do some exploring. I feel like there's normally one up here. Nope, there's a potion. Nothing there. Nothing there, nothing there. I'm just gonna take my time. Because we are not in a rush. There's a crystal. Fairly certain there's normally a crystal up here. Nope, there's a floating blue potion. Where'd I grab that? Spawn Hogger. I'm gonna Shadow Fiend and Fade before he puts his bleed out. Our time. Crystal back there. So that's both crystals found. Alright, and that's all we need to do. That is the majority of the vision done. I'm gonna kill this guy. This next boss, this is the reason why you want to take the talent that removes snares when you press fade, because he pretty much just teleports around based on HP gates. I think it's 63 and 33, just like most things in visions. But with Leaden Foot, which is one of the madnesses in this zone, you just move really slowly. I'm going to orbit at this guy just because there's no reason not to for me. I'm going to let him channel this. I don't really care. And I'm just going to press fade here and run. I still have my free res as well. So I'm very not concerned about anything that's happening right now. Disperse also lets you move as fast as you want through this. That's fine. If you kick the thing, you can't kick that. It's fine. If you want to be super safe, you can obviously run the shorter kick cooldown. That's probably helpful. I just didn't because I don't feel like it. You don't really need it. Anyways, back in the main area. I don't remember if I found both crystals in here, so I'm going to take a look around real quick. There should be an NPC somewhere for me to hand this into. There's the second crystal, I'm pretty sure that was the... Pretty sure the other one was over there. I'm going to go in here and start the RP and come back out. Wait for this. And if muscle memory serves me right, the NPC's right over here-ish? Right? Am I crazy? I think I'm crazy. I don't know where this guy is. I'm gonna go look it up real quick, because I got plenty of time. Is that right? There's no way that's right. Czar Hall. Where are you? Oh well. I don't feel like finding it. I'm gonna drink this potion, and then I'm gonna go right into Illyria. So Illyria is not that bad. She has all of the abilities of the bosses we've killed so far. So you just make sure you're not looking at the eye that's floating around the entire time. I believe I still have my free res, so I'm really not worried. Okay. I'm just gonna drums this, and I will just go straight into it. Make sure you stand in this for a damage buff. If you don't know how to deal with this, you just go here. Just don't let her grip you in, just like that one mob we killed. And you're just
5,
going to
4, 3,
LOS.
2, 1.
Going to kick the polymorph. And that's it. It's really not very difficult. You just need to take your time, go slowly. You should have plenty of time to do it, plenty of sanity to do it. And I did this all back in VFA, so I should have all these pets like 10 times over. Yeah, easy as that. Again, these are the talents. If you don't want to run Vampiric Embrace, I would recommend it, because I think the large amount of healing intermittently is way more useful than the small amount of leech you get all the time. But it's up to you. But this is probably a long enough video as is, so I will go ahead and cut it. And good luck in your visions, boys.